Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a little mid-year declutter. I've been trying to do more declutters throughout the year instead of just saving them until the end of the year to try to keep my collection a little bit more minimal in size. So if you want to see what I'm getting ready for this declutter, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, welcome. So I do start my videos with an outfit of the day. My dog just ran out of the room. She decided she didn't want to work with me after all, but set my moon shoes on. These shorts are from Target and this top from Zara, which I think is so cute. I had this in my last fashion haul and so many of you said that you loved it too. So I will link anything that I can down below, including my makeup that I have on today will be down there. And like I said, in 2023, I was doing a little bit more of a low buy. I was also trying not to keep as much PR that I receive since this is my full-time career, not buying as much makeup, trying as much makeup, and also trying to focus on my declutters more and keeping up with them. Again, usually in the past few years, I've just been doing one really large declutter series at the end of the year, and it's super fun. They get great views, don't get me wrong, but it's very overwhelming for me, and especially since I'm in a smaller space now, an apartment versus a house, and also just with my personal goals of trying to keep a more minimal collection, it just makes sense for me to try to do more declutters throughout the year. And I especially wanted to put a focus on when I am bringing more products in to be letting other products go. So I have a problem with lips. At the moment, I keep buying and trying lipsticks, and sometimes when I get PR packages and there's lip products, I'm like, well, I could just try this one or four. So I wanted to put a little emphasis on getting rid of some of the lip products that I have in my collection, and also some complexion products, because I feel like I've been either buying or trying a lot of new one of those. So I just put everything in here, so let's jump into it. Okay. First of all, I was going through my primer drawer. I'm a little disappointed in myself that I only grabbed out one primer, because I do feel like there's others in there that I could have grabbed out, but that's fine. I just grabbed out this one to declutter. This is from Touch in Sol. It's their No Pore Bloom Hybrid Primer Extra Pore Covering. This is a fine primer. I don't mind it. I use it. I'll reach for it. But it's not a favorite, and I really don't wear primers all that much. And that's why I was kind of disappointed in myself. Like, you could have grabbed a little bit more. But then I definitely have like this hoarder mentality of like, what if I need that? Or like, especially for making videos, I'm like, what if I need it for a video? And we're working on it. We're working through these videos. We're working on letting that go. But again, like I said, a lot of times I don't really wear a lot of primer. To me, it's just not a step that I find super necessary in my routine, especially when so many days that I wear makeup is just because I'm sitting at my house filming videos. Like, I don't get out there much, so it's fine. And so like I said, I was looking at a few different complexion products, and I feel like I have, you know, my foundations and my concealers that I go to. So I wanted to try to see what I could declutter from my foundation and concealer drawer. From Colourpop, I have two here, and these are under their Pretty Fresh line. We have the Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation, and then also the Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. I'm actually really not a fan of the concealer, and I think that's a pretty unpopular opinion. I feel like this has gone viral in a few different places, and I hear a lot of people mention this as like favorites. But it's just not a particular favorite of mine. It says it's a creamy concealer, and I find it kind of drying. So, not a fave. And then also for their Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation, I think that this is a fine foundation. It was never one that really turned into a favorite of mine. So instead of keeping it around when I just reach for the same products over and over again, I'm gonna declutter that one. This next one surprised me a little bit that I decided to declutter it, because I really do like it, but I'm just not reaching for it. Like the lid of it literally had dust on it, and I was like, we can probably get rid of it. But this is from L'Oreal. It's the Infallible 24-Hour Freshwear Foundation. Listen, there was a time where I talked about this foundation so much on my channel. I mean, like, I feel like everybody was talking about this foundation at one point. I think that it's great. It has SPF 25 in here. You gotta pump on it. It's a beautiful like medium to full coverage of foundation. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is especially the last little while here, I've really gone towards like my skin but better type of products, either just doing concealer and powder or very light coverage foundations, tinted moisturizers, things like that. So reaching for products that have a little bit more coverage is just not really what I'm going for, and I feel like I have some other ones in my collection that I have like just in case I want to pull them out, like the Estee Lauder Double Wear. So I decided to get rid of the L'Oreal. We had a good run together though. This is another product that I looked at it and I was like, but what if you want to keep it? But what if you want to do a full video on this brand? Why are you getting rid of that one? But I'm like, I know this is just a product that I don't use. It's from Rare Beauty and it's their under eye brightener. I just don't use an under eye brightener. I just don't use one. So I think it's pretty. Like I tried it and you know, I wanted to test it out and be able to give my thoughts on it. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty and it does what it says it'll do, but I also just feel like I have concealers that are brightening enough on their own, and especially on my under eyes, I don't love the thought of going in with like multiple different products, because that skin on your under eyes is so thin. I'm not trying to add a lot. I'm not trying to put 2 different liquids down and then a powder and then maybe another powder. Like it just seems like a lot. It comes with like the like cooling applicator here, and again, it's a very like thin formula, which is nice, and I do think that it's pretty, but it's not something I would wear on its own. Like I would always do my regular concealer with it, and then like I said, I just have concealers that are so good that they also conceal and brighten, that I just don't feel like I have an urge to keep this one. So it's just been kind of sitting in my collection, so I was like, okay, you can declutter that one. And then let's see, this is just I've been trying to do better at keeping an eye on my mascara collection and moving out mascaras when it's just time for them to go. A lot of times I tend to throw them in my empties bin, but since I was sitting down to do a declutter, I scanned over my mascara collection and I was like, I know that I can get rid of the YSL Lash Clash mascara. The last couple of times I've worn this, I have been able to tell that it's not doing a whole lot more these days, but I actually really ended up liking this mascara. This was the first mascara that I've tried from YSL. If you are looking for something that is very volumizing, this is gonna be a good one for you. I tend to lean towards mascaras that give me more length. Like I do like to have volume too, but I feel like a lot of the mascaras that I tend to say that I enjoy are more lengthening mascaras. But if you like a good volumizing mascara, this is gonna do it for you, and it's going to not only give you a lot of volume, but also make your lashes really dark. I didn't have a lot of issues with transfer with this one either. I felt like it had a really good wear time, so I used that one until I couldn't use it no more. I have a blush in here, and this is a pretty blush. It's from Persona, and it's their blush in Bubble. Again, as I was like going through my collection and decluttering things, I was like, do I really want to declutter this one right now? Because it's this beautiful like bubblegum pink shade, and I'm like, but everyone's, you know, all about pink right now with the Barbie and all of that. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not, it's just not a shade for me. The times that I've worn it, it just hasn't been my absolute favorite. I feel like right now I'm kind of also leaning back towards powders. I don't know if it's because it's so hot where I live. I feel like I've kind of put a pause on some of my cream face products, because like we're getting into like 116, 120. My car read 122 degrees the other day. Like it's just super warm. So I feel like I'm going back to my powders right now. And again, with the shade, like it's pretty, but I feel like I can give this a new home to someone who is going to use it a lot more. Another one that kind of surprised me that I decided to declutter, because again, I really like this product, and it's kind of what I was saying in my declutter series that I did at the end of 2022, and some of the declutters that I've done so far this year, is there's going to be products that you hear me say, I really like this product, but just because I really like something doesn't mean I need to keep all of it. And I was just kind of getting to a point where I was very overwhelmed by my makeup collection and overwhelmed by like how much storage that I have in my current space, and I'm really trying like really hard this year to stay more organized and clutter free, not just makeup wise, but just in general. Like my bedroom, my clothes, I'm trying to regularly be able to get into my closet to clean it up and organize it and put the shoes back where they need to belong. And like I'm literally watching videos of like you know, how to have a tidier home, and like listening to these little tips and trying to create some habits that help me stay more clean and organized, because it's always been a struggle. Always been a struggle. You can ask my mother, ask my mom from back in the high school days. Like she would threaten to do bad things to my room if I didn't clean that up, okay? So it's just always been a struggle of mine. So I want to do better. And you know, even though like I might have clothes that I love every single product, but maybe I don't need 57 sweatshirts. You know, I just decluttered my front hall closet the other day, and I think I had like 49 hats. It was a lot of hats. I love hats. But it was like, I don't need to keep every single hat, okay? So I decluttered a handful of my hats. So this product, this is from Soul Body, and this is their bronzer balm. I have the shade Light. This is such a nice product. It smells so good. It smells like you're on the beach, and like a little bit coconutty. It just gives me like vacation vibes. Again, I feel like I was kind of looking a little bit closer at my cream products because I'm not wearing them as much right now. And I feel like with the size of my makeup collection, that's okay. Like even when the colder months come around again, I don't think I will have regrets being like, oh no, I decluttered, you know, one cream bronzer, one cream blush. Like I have plenty more in my collection, or I will get more, I will buy more to try out new makeup and all of that. But this is a really pretty product. I can just tell, once again, like I be looking at what has dust on it, okay? And that really helps me be like, okay, you maybe don't need to keep all of those. So I'm saying goodbye to the Soul Body Bronzer Balm. Oh, such a nice product. One more item from Colourpop, and this is a personal goal that I gave myself, and I didn't hit it, so I'm doing these. Okay, so let me break it down for you. It was, I think last month, it was maybe like 5-6 weeks ago, not that long ago, but I knew that I wanted to do like a mid-year declutter, so I put it on my list and so I would see it. And I decided that I wanted to, one, focus on like products that I'm bringing in, you know, moving some of those products out. And then I was looking at my Super Shock collection from Colourpop, all my single shadows that I have from them, and I really love their single shadows. They are ones, like I buy some of their single shadows myself, even though I'm on Colourpop's PR. I do, like there's times that there's a shadow I really want or something I want back in my collection, I'll buy another one. They're super affordable. I have a discount code with them, it's MARCHBEAUTY. And then also I do get a lot of PR from them, and one thing that always sticks out to me in their PR packages is their Super Shock shadows. And if I see shades that I'm like, ooh, like I tend to keep them in my collection and do like try new makeup videos with them. So I was looking over my Super Shock collection, and nothing really jumped out at me right away that I was like, I should declutter this one. But I said, in the next 5 weeks or whatever it was, if I can hit pan in another Super Shock. So I do have 2 that I have hit pan in, but it was prior to that, and I just put those in all the makeup that I've hit pan in video. So I wanted to hit pan in another one. That was my goal. And I said if I did that, I wouldn't have to declutter any of my Super Shocks. But if I did not hit pan in another Super Shock shadow, I had to declutter one. A little bit surprised that I didn't hit pan in another one, and I feel like I'm going now, you know, like now I feel like I'm going to anytime now. I was just talking about Lady Bird. I did a video on my top 3 eye products in each category, and I mentioned, you know, the Super Shocks, of course, and I was like, I feel like there's a really big dip in Lady Bird, but there's no pan yet. There's no pan yet. So I did it, you know, I stuck true to my word, to myself. No one else would have known this, but I wanted to also do it because I was like, I genuinely don't want my Super Shock collection to get out of control. Like, I don't want 100 Super Shock shadows. That's totally fine if you want it. They're great. I love them. You have so many different shades. It's just personally not what I want. So I decided to declutter this one in Your Kitten Me. It's super pretty, don't get me wrong, but I can tell by looking at it, this is one of my least used Super Shock shadows. And it's just one of those shades that's like, I don't know, like it's pretty. And someone else will get a lot of use out of this, but I just don't really wear it all that often. So I'm like, it's fine. You know, honestly, one of my girlfriends has a cat that she loves so much. Maybe I'll give her this because it has a little cat face on it. Friend of the year. All right, and then like I said, I wanted to put an emphasis on lip products. I truly, I don't feel like I did all that great, to be honest, but I tried. I got rid of a couple different lip liners, one being from Tower 28. This is their one-liner multi-liner in Work of Art. This is a pencil lip liner. I think that it's fine. I think that's pretty. It's a very nude color, but I have my lip liners that I go back to again and again and again and again. Charlotte Tilbury and Natasha Denona being my tippy top lip liners for sure. I also really like MAC and Anastasia, Rare Beauty. So I feel like I just am always reaching for the same lip liners. So I'm decluttering Tower 28. And then I do really like the Colourpop lip liners, but this shade has just never been a favorite of mine. It's BFF2. I mean, it's, I don't know why. Like, I feel like this shade just, it's just like not it for me, which is funny because it's like a nude, it's a darker nude. But every time I wear it, I'm like, I don't feel like I love my lip liner. I don't know what it is. And you can see like, this is a pretty, like this is a big pencil. A lot of my Colourpop lip liners are at least half this size, if not even a little bit more. So it's just a shade thing for me. But again, I think the Colourpop lip liners are really nice, but of course not all shades are going to work for me. And then I decided to declutter 2 of my Huda Beauty lip balms. Now, I really do like her Silk Balms, but I really enjoy her original one. So I also bought the Silk Balm in Rose Quartz, and this just has some pink sparkle to it. I don't know what it is about this one that I just like don't reach for it all that often. When I went up, like I used up my original Silk Balm, and I was like, oh, I'll just use this one next because it's basically the same thing, but with some shimmer in it, which I love glosses with some shimmer in it. I'm wearing my gloss in Peony today. But I just don't really reach for it. And I'm like, why is that? I really don't know. I'm gonna declutter that one. And then I actually had 2 of the Honey Silk Balms. So I decided to declutter one. Purchased one for myself, and then I got another one in a PR package because this is infused with Wishful skincare. So I do get some PR packages from the Wishful line, which is the Huda Beauty skincare line. So, and again, I like the honey one. Honestly, I thought about decluttering both, and I was like, well, you know, you're decluttering 2 and just declutter one of the honeys for right now. Kind of gives me some motivation to use the other one and, you know, see if I can get any progress on it. But I at least wanted to declutter something that I had a double of that I don't use that much. And then also kind of along those same lines, I really do like the Clarins Lip Oils, but I got some in PR and I kept a couple of shades for myself, and I was like, I probably don't need to keep so many shades. So I'm decluttering the one in Honey, and it's really pretty. It's mostly just kind of like a clear gloss. I'm kind of running out of room here, but it's more of just like a clear gloss. But this is a really nice formula. I've actually passed on quite a few to my friends, and I know that they really enjoy it too. It's lightweight and comfortable. It's not sticky, smells good. So I'll probably just see if like one of my closer girlfriends wants this too, since it's a liquid and harder to, you know, sanitize and pass on to someone else. But I'm sure I have a friend who will like happily throw it in her purse. And then the last item, I'm bummed about this one because I purchased it because I was hearing so many good reviews and I just didn't fall in love with it. And I was like, well, I'll keep it because I'm sure, you know, from time to time I'll like use it. I'm really not wearing it. It's from NYX and it's their Fat Oil Lip Drip. I got the shade Newsfeed. I was saying in my review video that I feel like I didn't really love the shade either, but when I was looking at the shades online, I was kind of struggling with like which one to go for. Cute. Cute. I swear all the dust in this video from these makeup products, whoo, my allergies are like, girl, that's when you know this is a dusty declutter. So it's just like, it's like a nice like berry shade, but for some reason when I wear it, I'm just like not vibing. Like it's not the vibe. It's not the look I'm going for. And again, the formula, like nothing about it necessarily blew me away. So I just do not reach for this one. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna declutter it. I think I'm just gonna let me know if you'd want a haul video just on lipsticks, because that's how many I have coming. I have a few lipsticks coming, so I could do maybe like a lip try on haul, like actually trying everything on my lips so you can see all of the different shades. Let me know if you think you might be interested in that kind of video, and I definitely could do that, but that's why I wanted to put an emphasis on lip products for sure. But I feel like this is a pretty solid declutter for middle of the year, just kind of looking over my collection. I was actually really impressed with my eyeshadow palette collection. There's really nothing that jumped out at me. I don't feel like I've added in a ton of eyeshadow palettes throughout 2023, so happy about that. But I hope that you are still enjoying the declutters. If you are, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next one.